who is going to abrogate the Sharia of the Holy Prophet ﷺ in any way, and he is not one of the Ummah of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Hazrat Aisha Razillah Ta'ala Anha says, Qulu innahu khatamul anbiya'i wa la taqulu la nabiyya ba'dahu. That you do say that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is Khatamun Nabiyyin, but never ever say that there is no Prophet after him. It is in Durr Mansur. So, according to these references, it is quite clear, it is fully established that our ancestors did not have that belief which is the belief of the present day ulama. They think over verses of the Quran, and on these references which I have presented, everything has been made very clear, just like the full daylight. And then they should ponder over this point, that how can Allah Almighty give respite to such a person who attributes something wrong to Allah Almighty and presents the revelation, and then he claims that I have received this from Allah Almighty. What we see here is totally the opposite, opposed to that one, opposite to this one. That we see that Hazrat Masih Maud makes the claim that he has been come from Allah Almighty, and helps of Allah descends upon him repeatedly. And we see the very glaring proof and signs of Allah Almighty being his friend and helper. Allah Almighty said to him once, Wallahu waliyuka wa huwa rabbuka, that Allah Almighty is he is going to take care of you, and he is going to take you all the nourishment and support. And the one revelation in 1883, it is mentioned, Allah Almighty said to Inna awliya Allahi la khawfun alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. Beware that definitely those people who are close to Almighty, there is no fear and no grief will come over those people. And apart from that, there are so many other revelations dealing with the same subject, describing the same subject. Regarding the false claimant of prophethood, Allah Almighty says, La takawwala alayna ba'z al-akawil la khazna minhu bil jameen. And if there are some people, they would attribute some lie to us, then we would catch hold of him, we could have caught hold of him with the right hand. And Hazrat Masih Maud, after mentioning his revelation, 26 years he lived. And not only he lived, but he saw the progress of the community. And not only that much, there were so many other revelations which Allah Almighty gave to him, and they were fulfilled magnificently, and they were shown to the promised Messiah. And on countless occasions Allah Almighty gave the proof that he is the helper, he is the friend. And this is such a proof which even a blind person can see. Allah Almighty told him that I am with you, and until today we are seeing that I am with you and with your beloved ones, and we are seeing the fulfillment of this until today, and inshallah we will continue to see that in future. Allah Almighty told him that your message, your preaching will be conveyed to the end of the earth. This is different from that I will cause thy message to reach the end of the earth. Your message, your invitation will be conveyed to the end of the world. This was in 1886. At the time, what was the condition of Qadian? There was no modes of communication available, no means of communication was there, no facilities of journey or communication was available. People used to go on foot to get a carriage, and it used to be a small village, and nobody hardly knew about that. And from that village, he made a claim. People would have been laughing at his claim at that time. And now we see that your message, your invitation has actually reached to the corners of the earth. Those who object, the objectors, they may say that what's a great thing in that? That we are also, through our websites or through our own television channels, we are also the programs which are against Islam, or whatever message they convey, or which are against the community, we are also conveying these messages. So if the message has reached through MDA, that is not something great. But the point worth considering is that whether regarding these means and these facilities before their beginning, before their availability, did anybody claim that I am going to convey your invitation or your message to the far end of the earth? Was there such a claim made before these means were there? 100 years ago, even at this time, a few months ago, somebody could have said that I am going to convey your work to the far end of the world. If there is somebody who would like to make a claim like that, then he should come forward openly and he should say that this is what Allah Almighty revealed to me, this is the message, you convey this message through website or through television channels, and I am going to help you. But nobody can make such a claim and cannot come forward like that. Apart from that, it's very easy to criticize. And the present day ulama are always doing like that, and whatever criticism comes to their mind, they speak it out. Actually, this is the fire of jealousy which they cannot tolerate, and this is because of that this enmity is increasing. And when they see the community progressing, these are actually burning inside. And this is the fire of jealousy. Regarding that, Allah Almighty has already mentioned that these people are going from light to darkness. Whenever there would be a claim of the one who has been sent by Allah Almighty, the opponents will always be there. And then these opponents, even if they had some intellect before, some wisdom before, but because of the opposition, that would be taken away from them, and they would be completely lost in darkness. And then they would become the people of fire. Allah Almighty have mercy upon them and give them the wisdom. Allah Almighty is our friend. He is our helper. At each and every step, He is going to give us the proof of His helper and our friend and guardian over us. By the grace of Allah, continuously He is going to bless us with these manifestations of these things, and He is showing that thing at each and every step. Allah Almighty enable us to discharge the right of Allah Almighty and the people to the best of our abilities, so that we could continue get the blessings of Allah Almighty, who has given us this assurance that Allah is, that know it for certain that Allah Almighty is your friend, He is your wali. What a wonderful, beautiful wali is that, and how wonderful he is as a helper. So after that, after Jummah, I am going to lead the Janaza prayer. After the Jummah, I am going to announce about that. The first one is Zulfikar Mansoor Sahib, who of Quetta, who was some mischief mongers. They killed him on 11th of October. They killed him 1 month before his martyrdom. He was kidnapped when he was coming out of his house, and they asked for some payment. It was a huge amount, and continued. He contacted them, and the money was being arranged. But one day, they came to know that they took him, and the dead body of this person was in jungle, outside. And as you turn so many people into Qadiani, so we are not going to leave him alone. And he was tortured, and his face was damaged very mercilessly. He was fired in his eye, and he was very active Khadim, very honest person. He was Naib Qaid Khudamul Ahmadiyya. He was serving in that capacity. Before that, one of his uncle, Abbas Ahmad Sahib, he was martyred in 2008, and another